defensive quality that I haven't seen at Man United for a while, in the way that he's not only his positioning, but he's passing the ball into lines and he's really exactly what they need. There's no messing around, no frills, just bam, makes the challenge, holds forwards up. It's really, really, really good sign. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he's been.
Yeah, I just think he's added so much to the Manchester United. Yeah. Just defensively, I think he's given them so much. And I just think his performance in this game specifically, I thought had a big impact on Hergreves as well.
Yeah.
OK, another clean sheet, 5 for the season for Manchester United, and another 3 big points for them. So wins today for United and for Arsenal. Arsenal 5 against Nottingham Forest, the bottom club. That after the 21 goals we saw yesterday, including wins for the champions, Manchester City, and for Spurs. For Brighton, for the first time ever in the league, against Chelsea and Graham Potter. For Palace, emphatically for Newcastle, and for Leeds, Liverpool's first home defeat in the league at Anfield for 30 Premier League games. Leeds United winning 2-1. 5-0 Arsenal today and 1-0 Manchester United. So Arsenal went back to the top earlier in the day. They lead the champions Manchester City by 2 points. United up to 5th, a point off those Champions League places with a game in hand. Forest stay bottom, a point behind Wolves and 2 off Leicester, Southampton and Villa and Leeds out of the relegation zone by just 1 single point. Yeah, and they're giving themselves, Owen, foundations to go and win games with these clean sheets this season.
Yeah, they are. Look, David De Gea played really well defensively. They're keeping clean sheets. Marcus Rashford is scoring goals. Feels like they got more creativity on the pitch with Eriksen and Bruno. Yeah. Dalot, there's so many positives, I think, if you're United. They've integrated Cristiano back into the side after that little blip. So I think if you're Manchester United, you can be absolutely delighted.
I always feel a lot happier when Luke Shaw is playing. It's the best I've seen him look for a while. He's always bombing up and down that side, and he gives that left side something as well. I do like when Luke Shaw's in it. And they've got players now who are playing well. Eriksen, nothing less than 8 out of 10 every time. Bruno, whatever they say about him, he's always doing something what's going to contribute. And it's the margins, those quality margins, what those players can give, is why Man United are slowly just getting there for me.
Let's have a look at the goal that Marcus Rashford got. As I say, it's his 7th header, his 100th Manchester United goal. We're going to break it down in a moment, but first of all, the finish.
Well, it's just a ball to be attacked, Bowles. You know what I mean? It's a brilliant ball. It's a ball that's just saying, right, you do the stuff. This is not looking for someone. There's a nice little look there, a subtle look. There's the ball just saying, right, go and attack that centre forward. Defender hasn't done well. He hasn't covered himself in glory, but that is brilliant from Marcus Rashford and Eriksen there. Fantastic.
So what happens when you get all these little ball players on the side? You get Casemiro, you get Dalot, you get Bruno Fernandes, you get Eriksen. They all combine. That was creative. We're going to show a little bit later, but I think United now, with the coaching that they have, they're creating these goals. It's beautiful.
And that's how he's got them. 100 in 318 games. Of course, he made his debut back in the 15-16 season. He is 25 tomorrow, and he is only the 22nd player in Manchester United's history to reach 100 goals, and he's only the 2nd born and bred in Manchester as well. So it's a very proud day for all of Marcus Rashford and his family.
I'd say, because you've got to talk about, he's been in that academy since, what, he was 9 or something?
6, I think.
Six, even younger. And the pressure that you have as a Man United player, let alone Man United in the academy, you have that pressure all the way through, especially if you're a player of his calibre, what people expect him to go on and do something. And he did make his... He had a lot of like, hopes were put on his shoulders. And he's got 100 goals for Manchester United now. You know what I mean? And under a lot of duress as well. And, you have to give him credit for that. He's done brilliantly.
OK, aside from the finish, what was so good about this goal?
It's just fantastic. Yeah. And this is what Erik ten Hag and his coaching philosophy has done. Dalot's taken the throw-in, set piece. Casemiro saying, give it to me. I want it early. But really, Dalot knows, righty, this is where I'm going to work it to. And why is that?
And then this is the space. I can't understand how West Ham haven't done anything to try and say, well, that looks a little bit like there's too much space there. But they don't. And then, should we run it on there? Oh, yeah. Once he comes in...
Righty, you wanted to make the point about Bruno. It's fantastic. This is coaching, righty, isn't it?
Exactly, because at the moment, you look at Bruno there, right? And what Bruno's going to do is Bruno's just going to go in there. But you look at Declan Rice. Declan Rice is just like, oh, everything's safe at the minute.
Yeah.
So then watch Bruno now. He drops, he just goes, here he goes now, and then here's the quality. 1-2 there, and then it's awkward, but he gets it back to him. And then when we get here, Owen, right, you look, this is where it's going to end up. You want Marcus Rashford, that's where Marcus Rashford's got to end up, in there.
That's where Marcus is, isn't he?
But what's beautiful about this...
You're saying, right, he's going to get in there, isn't he?
Yes, and what's beautiful about this is that Eriksen, yeah, it's awkward, but he gets it back to him. And then when we get here, Owen, right, you look, this is where it's going to end up. You want Marcus Rashford, that's where Marcus Rashford's got to end up, in there.
That's where Marcus is, isn't he?
But what's beautiful about this...
You're saying, right, he's going to get in there, isn't he?
Yes, and what's beautiful about this is that Eriksen, he has a subtle little look. I don't know if I'm not going to try and do it on here because...
Well, let's run it slow for the people to see. Look, I'm going to run it real slow.
Right, there it is.
There, it's there. Look, it's so subtle. I'm going to go back a fraction.
Because, what, see it there?
And that's there. He's had to look up because he just gets his head up because he knows Marcus is going to be there, doesn't he?
And the thing is that with the quality, he knows that someone's on that far post. And this is why when we put the marker over there, he's just going to put it in the area. And it's such a beautiful ball, you cannot do anything but attack it.
Come on, Wright, run it, show us.
Right, look, I'll run it. Look, bam.
It's just fabulous. And that's coaching. You think about from the throw-in, from Casemiro, from Dalot to Eriksen to Bruno, all that. That's all been worked on, the spaces, and it's a fabulous goal. And it just shows you what coaching does.
But the thing is, Steve, is Neil, and, you know, we'd like to have seen more goals. But in moments like that, it's the quality of the players, the quality of Eriksen. Dalot saying, no, we're going to do this. He's ball into him, Bruno's little flick, and the quality ball in. That's the difference. That was the difference between United and West Ham today.
Yeah, I just thought it was fantastic. There were so many positives, I think, for United. I thought Martinez was fantastic defensively. I thought he had some big moments in the game as well, and I think Erik ten Hag will be really happy.
So Manchester United lead by 1-0 at half-time. Marcus Rashford's 100th United goal, the difference, the 7th header of his United career. But just prior to the goal, he had a very similar situation that he didn't finish off.
Yeah, I think he prefers coming off this left-hand side, Steve. We've seen him as a number 9, and he can do that. But I think he just prefers coming off the left-hand side. I think the pitch is easier for him. Great ball from Dalot, by the way. There's so many good passes in that United side. And he just doesn't catch that one, does he?
I think that's the kind... Because the power on it, you ideally want to go back where it's coming from because it's got natural power on it. But this is brilliant. You know, great play from great interchange with Eriksen and Fernandes. And that one, it makes you attack it. You know, Owen, we were saying about good players, like, look how awkward that is to him on his chest there, and then that's just saying to you, right, go and attack that. So you're so close, you just go and finish that off. But there it is, that quality play, so high on his chest, he had to head it back to him, and that ball is inviting Marcus Rashford to come and attack it. The defender's having a nightmare for me.
Right, look at him check his shoulders, you know, all that while he's chesting it, bringing it down on the half volley, just the composure the top players show, how calm they are. And that ball is so good. Marcus just got to go attack it. I love to see people from the left go and attack it. We saw Martinelli in the first game off the left, a bit different. You think about Gareth Southgate watching. Marcus, look, he can play so many different positions. He gets goals. When he's confident, he's a super player.
He's a problem.
Is that a dream scenario for a centre-forward, that ball?
Absolutely. And the dream scenario is playing in front of Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen, because those two will be able to find you in any situation they find the ball around them if you're making the right kind of runs. It's the quality of the players. And like me and Owen was saying in the green room, is that even the throw-in, he played it into Bruno and it was just behind him, but he's got the quality to head it back into him. He's got the quality to bring it down on his chest there. You know, it's all the quality, and then still having the composure to know, I'm gonna put this ball in the area where he's just got to come and attack it. He can't miss from there. The ball is so good.
And in doing so, he has become only the 22nd player in Manchester United's history to hit the 100 goals, being watched by the man who has done it in the fewest games, the great Dennis Law. Watching on, he's at the top of the list, the fastest to 100 goals in a Manchester United shirt. And when you select a few of those 21 previous names, you realise the company that Marcus Rashford is in. Dennis Law, the quickest. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the second quickest. Andy Colwyn, really, and the great George Best on there as well. Marcus Rashford, who is 25 tomorrow, incidentally. He's played 318 United games already.
Crazy. 3 things. 24, 100 goals in 318 games, honestly. out of this world, those numbers. I know people want Marcus to score more, but what he's been able to achieve, right, in his young career is honestly astonishing.
At Man United, you know, coming out of that academy, the pressure that you have being in that academy, you have it all the way through your career. And he's, you know, from the time he started to now, you know what I mean, he's been very professional in what he's done. He's had his ups and downs, but he's kept going. And we're seeing, in moments like this, the real quality of him. You know, we're seeing his quality. He's got quality. You just hope it can continue.
And just on United's academy, 85 consecutive years to the day that every first-team 11 has had one member at least of an academy graduate. And, of course, Marcus Rashford, one of today's, scoring that goal. Now, in terms of the service, you saw Dallow's ball earlier on for his first header. You've noticed particularly, not just the quality, but where he is on the pitch in that first half.
Yeah, to be fair, Dalot is one of their best passers of the ball. I know everybody talks about Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes. That's a goal.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus just misses it. But he takes up, you know, it's been really interesting. Obviously, Ten Hag likes to play like Pep. You see Dalot come inside. He only comes inside because he's so good on the ball. Look, that's a number 10's position. That's a fabulous ball. That's that earlier one from Marcus Rashford. And you see him in there. He's narrowing up, right? He isn't he? Look, he's checking his shoulder. Look, that's a De Bruyne position there. He's got a fabulous ball. He just underhits that one. But again, he's trying to get a shot off there or even get a cross in. Watch. Realises a bit of space, right? And he's in there.
Yeah.
A little skill there.
Brilliant.
Honestly, he's class. He just gives him a bit of class in that right back position.
You can see now the confidence coming in him as well now. You can see that happening, you know, doing that little back heel and stuff like that. You know, getting into that inserted position so as he can put them balls in. I think you're going to see a lot more coming from that Dalot because he looks to me like there's so much more he's got to give. I think he's got another couple of gears.